Hey everybody, it's the Crypto Commando. We're going up. We're kind of in a big swing a little bit right now. The price of Ethereum and Bitcoin have done a little bit through the roof. So Bitcoin's at 96.74 and Ethereum's at 774 bucks. So everybody's bots have slowed way down. So I've been noticing a lot of activity on Facebook and on social media, and everybody's freaking out. Oh no, my bot's in the red. You know, I went to bed, it was in the green. I came back and it was in the red. The world's coming to an end. I don't know what to do. Should I dollar cost average everything out? Should I stop loss everything and start over? And I just shake my head. It has happened to all of us, but the reality of it is the mentality in this industry is so knee-jerk. There's very little maturity or stability to the behavior of traders, and part of that's because the bulk of the traders, bots and regular day traders, swing traders in this industry is average age is at best 28. I mean, there's just such a young field, so they don't really understand that maintaining a steady, consistent strategy will win in the end. You can't start a business and then when the first decline comes in your revenue, all of a sudden you slam the brakes on and you switch gears and you change the whole business model and abandon what you're doing. It's ridiculous to do that, and to be honest, it's foolhardy. So I'm going to do a little update on the bot and show you where we're at now, what we did yesterday, and where we're at since we counted the numbers last night at 6 Mountain Standard Time, and really, I hope convey an idea of patience and understanding that just because something shoots up and the values of our altcoins go down, it's not permanent. In fact, it's only there for a couple hours, and if you drastically change and start messing with your positions, A, you lose profit, and B, you cause yourself nothing but stress. So just real quick, this is where we're at. Yesterday, obviously, we saw that my bot was only -3 down on all my positions, right? So it's just how it works. So went to bed, woke up this morning, and everything was shooting through the roof, which is great. I mean, my value has gone up. My value, I've gained 12% in my fiat value. That's the crazy part. I haven't really lost anything. I haven't lost anything on my exchange. I've still been selling. So let's go to the spreadsheet so I can show you guys where we're at for yesterday. So yesterday we did really well. When we closed out, we had done a significant number of trades on about 103 or something. No, it was 97, somewhere around there, right around 100. I could look at it in a second. But our total return on the day was, we made $107 Canadian as far as fiat value is concerned, but it was 1.45% return on my balance. So there's no complaining when you make 12% of an Ethereum, right? So then we go to today. If we want to look at today, just to kind of understand the reality of where we're at in the market, go to our stats page, and we take a look at that. So 33 sales since 6 o'clock yesterday. But where we finished at yesterday, we've already made another 5% of an Ethereum. So any way you look at it, even if you make 0.5% of an Ethereum, you make 0.5% return, on your money. How is that a bad thing? Yes, your total positions are down, but you're still turning over your balance. You're still making money. So I guess the biggest message I can send is we need to have a paradigm shift. having retirement savings and understanding that where that's at, and a lot of the people in this industry that are older have retirement savings, and they're invested in the stock market through mutual funds and other vehicles. They understand that there are days that things are down. That doesn't mean they're not going to come back up. So to rush around and try and fix it at this exact second only does damage to your overall portfolio. Because think about that. You could close out positions and short sell them. This is what I've experienced. A short sell, it's not short sell, a stop loss these, and turn around, and next thing you know, that coin shoots through the roof. And I could have made 5%, 10% if I just not had a knee-jerk reaction. So the key to this whole thing is having a paradigm shift in your trading so that you're not being reactionary. You have a plan, you have a strategy, figure out what that strategy is and stick to it. Don't jump around, because when you jump around, then you're like all these traders that are talking the big game who go out and buy a $70,000 car and they only make $30,000 a year. But they look like they're successful. They feel like they're successful because they got a car. Well, the reality of the situation is, plain and simple, stick to your strategy. Stick to your strategy and implement that exponential growth. Because if you're going to average 1% a day over the life of your trading, there's nobody on Wall Street that does that. There's hedge fund managers that are applauded for an 8% annual gain. Where in this market, if you stick to your strategy, you can see a 365% gain on a year simply by implementing a strategy and sticking to it, right? So, I mean, if you want to look at the dashboard, I've had some stuff that's 2 days old coming out. I mean, I've got stuff that's in there like on my age. Look at the age here. There is, I got some positions that are 36, 35, 31 days deep, right? I'm not worried about them. Litecoin's going to come back. I mean, we've been over this. I'm on the Crypto Hopper Facebook group, and you'd think the friggin' world was lit on fire. They're coming apart at the seams. What am I going to do? I'm in the red. Should I DCA? You know what, guys? Be patient. Be patient and let things grow. Because honestly, we're not going to see a $10,000 Bitcoin again this year. I doubt it. Once we get through through May, I honestly believe that we're in a position where we won't see $10,000 Bitcoin again. This month will be the last of it. Under 10,000. It just is. Honestly, by the end of May, we could be at a $1,500 Ethereum. I mean, we've seen it double in the last 4 weeks. Why can't it double again in the next 4 weeks? Just because it's the all-time high? That doesn't mean anything. So the reality of it is, if you can keep your account churning, if you have money rolling through your account, yeah, everything shot up in the last day. I mean, it's happened. So I've got some one-day positions. I mean, they're like 10% down. Big deal, right? It's not terrible. So it's just the way that this industry works. So if you're following your strategy, you're sticking to it, and you're remaining patient, it's a paradigm shift. It's something you have to learn to deal with. Because let's be honest, have you guys ever seen that documentary on the hedge fund manager that shorted Herbalife? He maintained that hedge, that short, for 3.5 years. That's called maintaining a position. That's called sticking it on the line, on having patience with what you believe is going to happen. So if you're just in it for the quick bang, 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 you know what? This might not be your market. It might not, and if it is, if that's what you want, then you need to not be bot trading. Bots are not made for their entire balance to be in the green 100% of the time. In fact, if you've got more than 30% of your positions in the green, That's fantastic. But you know, I've only had a few days in the last few months that's been the case. Yet I'm consistently turning over 1% a day on average because it just keeps churning and I don't change my strategy. And when I do change my strategy, when I try to mess with settings and I try to create something else, guess what happens? I don't make 1%. So I go back to my strategy. I go back to what I did. I've done it twice, done it 2 times, and in neither time it worked. So I've moved back to what I know works. I'm not looking for 5, 7, 10, 12, 20% returns. If you're going to do that, stop bot trading, start swing trading, and do your research if that's what you want to do. But that's not bot trading. Okay? That's not what Profit Trailer does. That's not what EonBot does. That's not what HasBot does. It's not what GunBot does. It's not what Crypto Hopper does. Right? So you have to decide what you want to do. If you want to be a bot trader and you want to have passive income, you learn to accept the red. You accept the fact that this thing is gonna go up. The whole market's gonna go up. And guess what? Litecoin's gonna come back. I've got positions that are 30 days old that are Litecoin. Well, you know what? Litecoin went down to $120. Well, it's gonna go back up. In fact, it's 165, I think, right now. So just be patient. Don't make drastic moves. Don't be a knee-jerk reactionary trader. Let your bot do its work, okay? If you want to make money passively, the whole idea of passive income is to not be managing it every second of the day, right? You manage your BNB coin so you can pay your fees. You change your coins for volatility on a bi-weekly basis. You put in the minimum amount of effort and you monitor the fundamentals of the market so that if you have to turn buying off on your bot, or if you have to get rid of a position really quickly, or a coin dumps, or an executive gets arrested at an airport and their token goes in the toilet, well, you don't want to get stuck on that. But the thing is, if you have 115 positions, if you've got 1% of your balance in each position or less, then big deal. You've got 3 positions that go to minus 50. Well, get out of those 3 positions. You average your loss across your gains. It's not a big deal. So this is all about a paradigm shift. If you're going to bot trade and you're going to be a passive income, if you're going to look for passive income, then you've got to stop being a reactionary trader. A bot isn't about daily, hourly, following minute by minute and micromanaging your bot. It just doesn't work. You'll lose money. And we're not in this to lose money. So, guys, my advice, paradigm shift, get patient, stop screwing around with your bot. Let it work. Don't jack with it. If you want to play with the settings so you can get better buys, that's fine. But when something like today happens where Bitcoin shoots through the roof, or like happened last week where Bitcoin went in the toilet, not in the toilet, but dropped by $1,000, don't rush into your bot and start messing with your positions. Use that as a learning opportunity to tune your settings, but don't mess with your bot. It doesn't work, okay? So that's the biggest thing. Patience and exponential growth. That's where you're going to win. Trying to be a big time trader and tell all your friends that you made $1 million in the last month, yeah, that's fine. If that's your thing, then you shouldn't be bot trading. Plain and simple. Anyways, I'm the Crypto Commando. That's my last word right now. Have a great day, guys, and we'll talk to you later.